And by 2025, we expected in the Capital Markets Day a midpoint for that of 6.5 billion. But of course, you also realize that this year we're already approaching 5.7 billion for the installed base business. That's the expectation. So I think it is fair to assume, growing it from 3.7 to 5.7, in essence, in 2 years' time. I think it's fair to assume that the midpoint of 6.5 billion that we have by 2025 is probably too conservative. On the back of, a growth in the installed base, and also on the back of our success, I would say, in providing upgrades, we thought it was appropriate to have that midpoint grow to 7.5 billion. So here you see that there is this growth, and as a result of that, you see the CAGR that we expected from 2020 to 2025 in the Capital Markets Day of last year, a CAGR of 12% for that 5-year period. We now expect that CAGR to be 15% at the midpoint, again growing from 3.7 in 2020 now to 7.5 billion by 2025. And then the CAGR beyond that point, so the CAGR for the installed base business starting in 2025 all the way to 2030, we expect that to be at the same level, so at 10%, but obviously off a higher base, and as a result of that, obviously, more growth. So that's the expectation that we have there. So what it ends up doing in terms of CAGR for the entire period, for the entire decade, is that it would take the CAGR of 11% for the installed base business that we discussed with you last time. We expect that to go to 13%.